Sometimes the family business conveniently coincides with revenge. Welcome to Summed Up, the series where I take a game or piece of game media, summarize it, and then give it back to you. In this one, I go over Devil May Cry. 2 millenniums ago, the human world and the underworld were at war, until a warrior from the underworld, the legendary knight Sparda, fought against the demons alone. After the war ended, he ruled quietly over the human world. In the present, a woman named Trish barges into the Devil May Cry office in search of someone willing to take on a special job. Dante, the son of Sparda, who lost his mother and brother to evil 20 years ago. She attacks him and impales him with his own sword. She then throws her bike at him, but he pulls out his guns and shoots it away. He gets up and simply takes the sword out of his gut. Once he aims at her, ready to kill her, Trish gets up and tells Dante that she is not his enemy. She's come looking for his help to put an end to the underworld. She takes off her sunglasses and Dante sees that she looks just like someone from a picture he keeps. Trish explains that Mundus, the emperor of the underworld whose powers were sealed away by Sparda, resurrected and wants to regain control of the human world. He's trying to open the gates to the underworld on Mallet Island. They make their way to the island and Trish goes into the castle ahead of Dante. Inside, Dante is attacked by a giant demonic spider that's disappointed because it sensed something bigger to hunt, and after he defeats it, the demon runs away. Remember folks, size isn't everything. In a room, Dante's reflection walks out of a mirror, then it transforms into a demonic knight and silently challenges Dante to a duel. They fight it out, the knight manages to get the best of Dante and begins to choke him. Then, a pendant falls out of Dante's shirt. When the knight sees it, he throws Dante aside and begins to scream in pain. Then the knight is teleported away. Later, the spider returns to attack Dante, saying that this time there's more space for it to fight and it won't be holding back. He defeats it again. It falls through the floor and is impaled on a statue below. As it dies, it yells at Dante that he's not an ordinary human, and it sees a vision of the aura of the legendary knight Sparda surrounding Dante. He walks away, and in the floor below, Trish stands in awe of Dante's power after having defeated the spider demon. Afterwards, Dante is attacked by another demon called Griffin and defeats it. Griffin then asks his master, Mundus, to grant him one last surge of power, the power to defeat Dante. Mundus replies that he has failed him and kills the demonic bird. Trish then shows up and tells Dante that maybe Griffin was too easy for him. Dante tells her that how Mundus treats his subordinates makes him sick, and that he's sure the demon is the one who killed his mother and brother, and then adds that, in the name of his father, he will kill Mundus. Back inside the castle, Dante comes across the knight again. This time, the being goes into its final form and the horned demonic head turns into a more human looking one, although pretty dead looking considering how pale he is. Dante defeats the knight and in this form it explodes. A pendant falls from where the knight exploded, identical to that of Dante's. Dante remembers the voice of a woman saying, "Virgil, Dante, happy birthday," and the voices of kids arguing about what flavor cake they wanted. Elsewhere, a statue is talking to Trish, telling her that Virgil has been defeated and she knows what she must do. She simply replies, "Yes, master." Dante puts both pendants together to form one and it unlocks the true form of his blade. It transforms from Force Edge to Sparda, the sword of the legendary knight of the same name, his father. Dante makes his way to the underworld where he finds Trish yelling for his help. Before he can get to her though, he's attacked by a sludge monster. In the middle of the fight, Trish attacks Dante. She tells him that he's a fool. Humans are so sweet, but he should know better than to trust a stranger. He has become a hindrance to her master's plans and now he must die. Dante defeats the monster while also being attacked by Trish. As it dies, it shoots beams of energy everywhere in the cavern. One beam cuts through a rock pillar that begins to fall on Trish. Dante runs to get her out of the way before she's crushed. As he walks away, she asks him why he saved her. Dante replies that it's because she looks like his mother, but the next time they meet, it won't be the same. Trish runs after him, but he pulls out his gun, growling at her that he may look like his mother, but she's a soulless devil and nowhere close to the woman his mother was. Once he's gone, the eyes of Mundus appear behind Trish, telling her that she has failed him and she knows the rules. Dante reaches a cathedral where the statue of Mundus that Trish had been talking to is. They begin talking and the statue shows him that he has Trish bound and hung from the far wall. The statue then shoots eye beams at Dante and they stick into him like lances. Mundus prepares for one final attack and as he fires, Trish frees herself, pushes Dante away and takes the shot instead, dying to save his life. Mundus fires again, but this time an angry Dante deflects the shot with nothing more than his will. And some help from the demonic powers that run through his blood, of course. But yeah, mostly willpower. Promise. Mundus breaks out of his statue and stands before Dante. Then he transports him to space. Mundus readies himself to attack, and Dante transforms into Sparta himself in order to fight him. Mundus takes a big hit from Dante and comes back with an even bigger counterattack that beats Dante down to the ground and out of the form of Sparta. Here, Dante actually manages to defeat Mundus. Out of the cosmic plane and back in the cathedral, Dante mourns over the body of Trish, who, in the end, gave her life for his, just like his mother had. He gives her his pendant, which had originally belonged to his mother, and also leaves behind Sparta, the sword, not the knight, stuck on the ground next to her. Now it's time to run. The entire island is falling apart. While making his way through the castle, the ground gives way and Dante falls into the sewers, trapped. There, Mundus returns to attack him once again and finish the job. And this time, he's actually succeeding. As it looks like he'll win the fight against the weakened Dante, Trish shows up out of the blue and gives him her power, telling him to use both their powers to put a stop to Mundus, and with one souped up shot from his dual pistols, Dante finally puts an end to him. As the Demon Emperor is sent back from whence he came, he tells Dante that he will return one day and rule the human world. Dante replies that when he does, to give his regards to his son for him. Trish and Dante embrace and she cries. Dante, in shock, states that devils never cry, only humans can do that. Oh my god, this game is so cheesy! Then, also very conveniently, the ceiling gives way and a plane that had been kept in the castle falls into the sewers. They turn on the plane, use its machine guns to break down a wall and fly out of the sewers. Couldn't they have found a slightly more believable way of them to get out alive? As they fly away, the island explodes as if a nuke had gone off inside of it. Another night at the Devil Never Cry office, Trish answers a call for a special job, and she and Dante walk out, bantering over how quickly they can get the job done. This game is so incredibly early 2000s. The amount of cheese would put a dairy factory to shame. But I honestly enjoyed it, and thankfully the story wraps up a bit towards the end. Now, do you think Trish somehow became human, or is she something else? Click that like button if you liked the video, subscribe if you really liked it, and share the video, it really helps out the channel. Follow me on Twitter for updates, the link is in the description. As always, this is Roblox Summed Up, and I'll see you next time.